Food is fuel. Hello everybody, my name is Abigail Page and this is What I Eat in a Week Marathon Training Edition. Oh, Sunday, how I have a love-hate relationship with you. On one hand, you're always fun and full of adventure. On another, you're exhausting, anxiety-inducing, and sometimes even a bit scary. Yes, that's right, friends. Sunday is long run day. We have 15 miles on deck today, so eating the breakfast of a champ is 100% necessary.
Long run, long run, long run. There's a little bit of a later start than I probably ideally should have done, but it's okay. I am still going to make the most of it. It's at least cooler out than it has been as of recently. It's claiming to be 78, so it'll be warm, but we got a towel. I got a frozen water life hack right here. And then I have other waters, and I have fuel, and I'm gonna be running in the shade. So I think I'll be just fine.
The long run is arguably a runner's most important run they will ever do on their marathon training block.
This run is fueled by Abby. Love you, girl.
And this is for several reasons. For starters, it's long, like 13 plus miles.
I think I'm gonna send it. But first, I'm gonna eat at that sit bar. Let my heart rate come down, and then we're gonna do 5 more miles.
For another though, it is not just a physical strength test, it is a mental one as well, and that is why it is so important for anybody training for any big race, marathon, ultramarathon, half marathon even, to do these kind of runs because it helps train their mind and their body. Long runs teach you to push through even when your mind is telling you to stop and your body is reacting in such a way that makes you want to stop. If you have not gotten the chance to watch one of my most recent videos where I talk about why long runs and I have not been getting along, then you would not know that I'm dealing with a pretty big mental block post-injury. Although it is getting better every single day, it is by no means gone, and not all runs feel like a victory. That is why doing 15 miles today was so monumental for me, because I pushed through and really didn't panic at all, which has not been the case lately. So to say I was excited would be an understatement, and I chose to celebrate by the pool, because why not? If there's one thing that this little running rut has really helped me remember is that it is so important to properly fuel and get enough sleep, especially in a marathon training block. The success or the failure of your long run heavily depends on how well rested and fueled you are. And that is why I take my night routine so seriously. I don't even know if you can call it a routine at this point because it is more like a ritual. For a long time there, I would work right up until I would go to bed, and I just found that it was not helping me sleep because I was so busy and focused on work right up until I closed my eyes and my head hit the pillow. This never really allowed my brain the time to close down for the night, and I 100% could tell the difference in my recovery. It has been about 8-9 months roughly since I left Michigan and moved out of my family's house. And one of the biggest things I seriously struggle with is just keeping up with the everyday chores. Like, why is it so hard to find the time to unload the dishwasher and do the dishes and do the laundry and wipe the floors and clean the bathroom? I will never know the answer to that, I think. And it's not that I don't enjoy doing those things, because I genuinely do love doing the dishes and the laundry and all of that, but just finding the time has been so difficult. I feel like I've been so work focused that I have not really been prioritizing keeping my space as clean as possible. One thing I definitely want to focus on this fall, which is crazy to say, I cannot believe it's September. Like, guys, I'm gonna be 20 in less than 20 days, and that is a very scary thought to me. But I want to be better about just keeping my space as clean and organized as possible. I find that it really does affect my mood and my ability to focus. I would even go as far as to say that it 100% affects my runs. Something about having a messy space kind of makes my mind feel messy, and I do not think that is helping me get out of my running rut. So by keeping everything as clean as possible and having a nice space to come home to, especially after a long run, I think it'll make all the difference. I feel like that's something that's never really talked about with marathon training in particular, is that it is not just a commitment, it is an entire lifestyle shift. And I think one of the biggest challenges that every person training for a marathon experiences, or any race in particular, is just learning how to balance your everyday life with training. It is almost unrealistic to expect to go into a training block and not have to make any adjustments or sacrifices to your everyday life. Because training takes time, eating food takes time, sleeping takes time, stretching takes time, and your time is one of your most valuable assets. And I'm not saying you have to sacrifice that evening out with your friends, or that movie night with your sister or brother, or that game night with your boyfriend's family. But I am saying that, especially during marathon training, being efficient and making sure that not a single minute of your day is wasted is definitely recommended. A little helpful tip out there for all my people looking to sign up for a race is do a time audit. See if there's any areas that you can cut, and that way you're in control. Alright y'all, I figured I'd jump on and tell you that I have a little confession to make. I have not had dinner. I normally eat late anyways, but guys, I'm just not hungry. I know it's not like a good excuse, but I'm genuinely not super hungry. So what I wanted to remind you guys is that not every day of eating is perfect. Not every day goes according to plan, especially living on my own. I definitely don't cook dinner every night. I do just have some nights and some afternoons where I don't feel like cooking and I eat a protein bar or something quick. It's not like I do it every night. Tonight's just one of those nights where I kind of want to take it easy. I would rather get my work done and just chill out later on than, make the time to make dinner now and then work until midnight. That doesn't sound cool to me. So if you want a protein bar for dinner, eat the damn protein bar and don't overthink it. I am going to be really raw and honest with you here. I know I am not the example of the perfect eater. Food and I have definitely had a bit of a rocky relationship, and it's taken me so long to get to where I'm at today. Countless nights spent rolling on the floor in pain after eating something I shouldn't, fighting the urge to just not eat at all because I didn't feel like I deserved the food, and even my environmental factors have all taken quite the toll on my eating habits and my diet. And I think that's why I enjoy making these videos so much for you guys, because I know I'm not alone. I know there's other people out there that have experienced and are struggling with the same things that I've struggled with. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Come at me for eating granola every morning, but it's just what works really well with my body. So that is why I have not changed it in a very long time. I don't make these videos for you to compare what I eat to what you eat, or to create a toxic environment where we all judge each other based on our eating habits and our diets. No, I make these to show you that every single person is different, and no two people live the same lives, and therefore they cannot eat the same meals. I know I'm a creature of habit. I know that I have a lot of work to do when it comes to just stepping out of my comfort zone and trying new things. I know that it is not normal to eat the same bedtime snack for literally forever. What I do know, however, is that I will get there, and I don't know when or how or what will need to happen in order for me to feel more at peace with my diet and my eating and all of my intolerances, but I know I will get there. And you guys are the first people I want to know about it when I do finally find the missing key. For now, though, we just get to laugh at the fact that I literally eat the same 3 meals every single day. How I don't get sick of them, I am not totally 100% sure. I think it's mainly just because my body truly functions the best with the foods that I put in it. The one beautiful part about living on my own is that I am able to avoid all of the trigger foods that I know cause me problems, and truly my gut and my stomach and my energy levels have never been quite to where they are at today. I know for some of you, you're probably a little bit confused as to what I mean by trigger foods, so without elaborating too much, unless you'd like a full video on this, I basically have really serious IBS, and it affects pretty much every aspect of my life. If I'm stressed, then I have stomach problems. If I eat the wrong things, then I have stomach problems. If I don't get enough sleep, then I have stomach problems. Sometimes I have stomach problems and I don't even know why. That said, I have found there are some definite trigger foods that I should not be eating, and that is why I avoid them. Some of the main ones being gluten, dairy, garlic, onion, and egg yolks. I really need to get out on this run, but I wanted to tell you guys that I did get a new pair of shoes. Surprise, surprise. They are the Saucony Endorphin Triumph 23s, because I love all the Triumphs and I will forever stand by Saucony. I love my Brooks too, but I don't know. I think Saucony might just be my favorite brand. This is the first pair of shoes that I've bought in probably like 3 months, which for me is a big deal, okay? I buy shoes almost every month. It literally feels like heaven out here. Perfect temperatures. I am so proud of you, North Carolina, for having 2 days of 70-degree days, not 80s, 90s, 100s. When you embarrassingly forget to hit record. I was just saying how, I don't know if it's the placebo effect, but I swear the creatine gummies are already working their magic. Something that I think a lot of runners neglect, and you always hear about from all the running coaches, is strength training. When they mean it, they mean it. And I hate to say it, but I've become one of those people. Strength training is so important. So, for the love of all things running related, please do not forget to strength train. We had a little stove disaster, so guess who's gonna have to clean that up? Yeah, me. I learned this very hard lesson when I was rebuilding the strength back from my hip impingement. Before, I didn't really know this, but if you have an injury like that, it basically can make the muscle so much weaker than it was before. And so I had to basically start from ground zero and rebuild my hip strength back stronger than ever. And guess what? Since then, no knee pain, no hip pain. I just get to run and enjoy running. I'm making a little surprise for my boyfriend, Ethan, and I need to go finish getting the rest of the things for it. So we're gonna make dinner, but I need to go shopping first. One of my most current obsessions has been egg white scrambles. So today's was just chicken and feta, and yum, it was delicious. I ate it and watched The Summer I Turned Pretty because this has been kind of my new Wednesday routine. I'm not gonna lie, when the first 2 seasons came out, I was not a fan. I did not like it at all. I could predict what was gonna happen, and I thought that was, well, lame. But this 3rd season, I don't know, it just hit different. Maybe it's because I wasn't able to predict the show like I used to be able to. Maybe it's just because I am a videographer and enjoy watching the cinematic shots that they get. I'm not really sure, but I love it. Y'all, when I tell you there is a major life update coming, I mean there is a major life update coming. And although I cannot quite spill all of it just yet, I feel like it is time I give you guys a little bit of an update. Close to 3-ish months ago, I actually flew out to Texas on a very spontaneous trip to meet a guy that I had never met before. And well, let's just say it went 1,000 times better than I could have ever even imagined. That guy, Ethan, actually happens to be my boyfriend now. And I don't know if you can tell by all the night routine clips, but he makes me so happy and so excited for the future. I just have my phone on me today. We got these rolling 800s is what they call them. Guys, I found a puppy just chained to this thing. Where's your mommy? It is actually insane to me to think that the difference having a healthy relationship can have on basically your entire life. And yes, that does include running and eating and all of the things. And something that I've definitely learned since being in North Carolina is that you are who you surround yourself with. Therefore, if you surround yourself with happy-go-lucky, positive people, then you're also likely going to be happy, positive, and go-lucky. On the flip side of that, if you surround yourself with people who are always negative and sad and depressed, then you're probably going to be negative, sad, and depressed too. I think this is especially true as an empathetic person and somebody who tends to feel the emotions of everybody else in the room. So I guess you could say another thing I've been working on is really just trying to surround myself with people who fill my cup and don't drain it. Life is way too short and way too hard to spend it with people who are going to make you feel empty. In a selfish way, I think that's why I first started this channel, is I really wanted to find my people, you know, a community where we could all be positive and feel like we didn't have to put on some masks and pretend to be somebody we weren't. I want y'all to be able to come to this channel and immediately feel at home and feel like you can be yourself 100% and not be judged for it. I want you to be inspired and motivated to live your best life and really prioritize your health and yourself above all else. Sadly, Friday is rest day, and I say sadly because I truly do enjoy working out and running, as you know, or maybe you didn't, and now you're just thinking I'm even more crazy than I was before. But kind of going back to the whole relationship food situation, rest days have historically been pretty hard for me because I feel like I didn't deserve to eat on those days. And I know for a fact that there is a lot of other runners that struggle with this. So here's your friendly little reminder that our bodies need rest days. Rest days are actually just as important as the days that we're working out, and that is because it allows our bodies the time to repair the muscles that we have been busy tearing apart the entire week. One super important, critical thing that we all must do on our rest days is eat, because our bodies need the nutrients they need, the protein and the carbs, to help replenish all of our glycogen stores and help rebuild our muscles. You're not going to lose fitness in 24 hours or even 48 hours or hell, even 72 hours. In fact, you won't start to see a decline in your fitness unless you have not worked out for like 2 weeks. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of peace of mind. Eat the food and enjoy the rest. To say I was excited for Saturday would be an understatement. And you know why? Yeah, that's right. Ethan, my boyfriend, had drove the 24 hours all the way from Texas to come and visit me for the weekend. Believe it or not, one of the things I was looking forward to the most was actually just doing our workouts together and making super healthy whole foods. It's always been kind of a pipe dream of mine to cook healthy meals for somebody, and now that I finally get to do that, I'm just so incredibly grateful. When I was still in the trenches of my disordered eating, I very specifically remember my mom reminding me that food is about so much more than numbers and calories and control. It's about connection and spending time with loved ones. Although I didn't really understand what that meant at the time, I think I finally understand what she meant by that, and it just makes me so happy to look back and see how far I've come, how food isn't just numbers. It isn't just something we do for optimal fitness performance. It's a form of self-love. It's a way of connecting with those around us and the world around us, and even with ourselves. Therefore, all I have left to say is don't underestimate the power of food. It is a very powerful tool. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more What I Eat content. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.